Mario Kart Tour is a game that has had a lot of opportunities when it comes to the launch of new tracks, what characters are involved, and a lot more. However, some opportunities that are now in Mario Kart Tour as of the writing of this script, Space 2023 Tour, which, fun fact, happens to be my birthday tour, tend to be either had their appearance delayed and were released later, or had the opportunity to be in the tour based off the stuff's characteristic but didn't. This is commonly known as missed opportunities. But what are some things in Mario Kart Tour that had missed opportunities? Welcome back to the Observatory, everybody, and in this video, I'll be listing off some things in Mario Kart Tour that had missed opportunities. This list is not a 5 or 10 things video, as I'll be listing off the missed opportunities in two categories: characters and tracks. However, when I list off the missed opportunities, I am only including those that are recently new or haven't been in the game yet. So like when I get to the tracks category, I am not including Waluigi Pinball in any variation, not being in the Wario vs. Waluigi Tour, because Waluigi Pinball debuted in the Halloween 2019 tour. Another important thing to note is when I list off the missed opportunities for the characters, I am not including characters that don't have hands. So Goomba doesn't count because he doesn't have arms or hands. Although, on the topic of Goomba not having hands, I do have one question about Goomba having arms. Explain this. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell so you are notified of all my future videos, because I am less than 100 subscribers away from hitting 1,000. So hitting that subscribe button is never a missed opportunity. So without further ado, here are the characters and tracks that had missed opportunities in Mario Kart Tour. The first of the two categories I am discussing involves the characters. This list will only consist of the original characters because character alts are unpredictable, and we aren't expecting that character to have that specific alt, like Rosalina Chef and Daisy Holiday Cheer. However, if this video gets up to 500 likes, I will do a part 2 where I discuss character alts that were mentioned before being selected to be in Mario Kart Tour. Looking back at the tours, I have found 6 characters that had a missed opportunity, with one of the characters debuting at a later tour than what I'm about to mention, with that character being the first on this list, Petey Piranha. Now grant you, Petey Piranha debuted in the Piranha Plant Tour, but what if I told you he would have debuted earlier? Back when the viral pandemic took effect. If you look at Petey Piranha closely, he is a piranha plant, but with petals on his head, just like a flower. That last word ended up being the name of a tour, Flower Tour. But the characters that we ended up getting in the Flower Tour were Daisy Fairy and Monty Mole. I understand Monty Mole being in the Flower Tour completely because moles can often be found in gardens. And Daisy Fairy I somewhat understand because Daisy's insignia is a daisy, which is a type of flower. But Petey Piranha is an actual flower and should have debuted in the Flower Tour. The second character that had a missed opportunity is one of the most underrated characters to have a shot to be in Mario Kart Tour, Ninji. Now I know what you're about to ask me. Ninji doesn't have fingers. And to that I say different, because even though he doesn't have fingers, Ninji can still possibly grip on the steering wheel with his little nubbins. So regardless, I am including Ninji in this list. Ninji is a classic character that is based off of a ninja. No, not Greninja the Pokemon, but an actual ninja. As just like with Shy Guy, they keep their faces covered and are dressed in black. There was one tour that should have added Ninji in Mario Kart Tour, and that was the Ninja Tour when Ninja Hideaway was introduced. But instead, in this photo What to Expect with the Ninja Tour, we see Daisy Yukata and Peach Kimono with a scroll floating in the background, which we assumed was the new character. But because of the scroll, We don't know what character it is, but Ninji is nowhere to be found. When the trailer opened up for the Ninja Tour, we know who was the culprit behind the scroll, Ninja Shy Guy. I mean, it kind of makes sense for Ninja Shy Guy because we saw 8 of them when Ninja Hideaway was announced to appear in the game. 3 in Ninja Hideaway's hallway, and 6 of them strapped to kites. But regardless, Ninji had a missed opportunity to be in the Ninja Tour, and we are still waiting for his appearance in Mario Kart Tour to this day. The third character that had a missed opportunity are a couple of Donkey Kong characters like King K. Rool and Cranky Kong, but I am only focusing on Cranky Kong because he had opportunities to be debuted in tours that suit him more than King K. Rool. Cranky Kong is honestly one of the most highly requested characters to be in Mario Kart Tour because we already have Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, and Dixie Kong in the game, making Cranky Kong one of the last members of the Kong family to have a Mario Kart Tour appearance. The tours that he could have debuted were either Bowser vs. DK or Animal, as the Animal Tour debuted GC and DK Mountain and GBA Riverside Park, 2 tracks that take place in a jungle-like settlement, and the Kong family lives in a jungle. I didn't include Jungle Tour because what we got for Jungle were Funky Kong and Dixie Kong, so it wasn't that big of a deal to not add Cranky Kong. But for Bowser vs. DK and Animal, we never got Cranky Kong in those tours, with Bowser vs. DK getting no new drivers and Animal only introducing Kitsune Luigi, making Bowser vs. DK and Animal a missed opportunity to add Cranky Kong. The fourth character having a missed opportunity involves a certain old fungus that could have debuted in a fungus-like team rally. That's right, Toadsworth for Toad vs. Toadette. The Toad vs. Toadette tour is another one of those tours that had a lot of opportunities to add stuff in the tour, but all we got were junk choices, with Bowser vs. DK another example. Toadsworth isn't just a species of toads, but rather the elder of the toads, so it would have been a perfect opportunity to have Toadsworth debut in Toad vs. Toadette, and a lot of us were anticipating his Mario Kart Tour debut in the Team Rally. But all we got for a new driver was Yellow Toad Pit Crew. Even though the roadmap stated that we were getting a new super driver, so I'll give Nintendo that. However, with Toadsworth not debuting in Toad vs. Toadette, many of us, including myself, were disappointed that Toadsworth didn't get the spot in the Team Rally, making this, along with the other earlier Team Rallies, one of the worst Team Rallies in Mario Kart Tour history. The 5th and 6th characters are listed as 1 because these 2 characters only had one Mario Kart appearance where they were playable, but should have debuted in a tour that matches their characteristic. That being Honey Queen and Wiggler from Mario Kart 7. Now, disclaimer, I don't like Honey Queen at all in Mario Kart 7 as she took Waluigi's spot in the game, but if she took Lakitu's spot, I might have liked her then. And Wiggler, he is just a funny character to be in a Mario Kart game. But regardless, Honey Queen and Wiggler both had a missed opportunity to be debuted in the Autumn 2021 tour, as that tour had Wii Maple Treeway being the signature track. Even though it debuted in the Halloween 2020 tour, but the Autumn 2021 introduced Maple Treeway's reverse trick variant. The reason why Honey Queen is a missed opportunity is because Honey Queen is based off of a honeybee, and bees mostly live in trees, and Maple Treeway takes place in a gigantic tree.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Another reason is Honey Queen debuted in Super Mario Galaxy, and she is located on the stage Honey Hive Galaxy, a galaxy that is filled with trees. Wiggler is also a missed opportunity because there are Wigglers on Maple Treeway in all 4 of Maple Treeway's variants. With 2 of the variants, you take damage from them if you drive right into them. But we never got them, as the only characters that debuted in Autumn 2021 were Tanuki Mario and Tanuki Rosalina. Now, I understand that their outfits do have that autumn-like feeling to it, but regardless, Honey Queen and Wiggler are missed opportunities for them to debut in autumn 2021. The 7th and final character that had a missed opportunity is the spookiest character ever. He had a missed opportunity. Professor Egad from either the first Halloween tour or the 4th Halloween tour. This one is self-explanatory, so the reasoning is very short. The first Halloween tour debuted Mario Kart DS's Luigi's Mansion and Luigi himself. The 4th Halloween tour debuted GBA Boo Lake. Boo Lake has a mansion in the background, which could be a reference to Luigi's Mansion. Professor Egad's most notable appearances were from the Luigi's Mansion games, so it would have been a perfect opportunity to debut Professor Egad from the 1st or 4th Halloween tours. I am now listing off the second missed opportunity category, the tracks. This list is a bit longer than the characters list, as there are a lot of tracks that had a missed opportunity. However, I won't list them all, just the ones that I believed were a missed opportunity. 8 of them, to be exact. Most of these tracks I'm about to list off that had missed opportunities involved tracks that should have been in team rallies, with the first track being any main game, non-RMX Mario or Luigi circuit tracks for the first Mario vs. Luigi tour back in 2020. So it can be N64, Luigi Raceway, Mario Raceway, even though the former was introduced in the Mario vs. Luigi Tour 2022 alongside SNES Ghost Valley 2, but wait a minute! We never seen the return of Mario Raceway. Shouldn't that track debut in Mario vs. Luigi 2022 and have Ghost Valley 2 debut with GBA Boo Lake for Halloween 2022 instead of Donut Plains 3? That's a missed opportunity, Nintendo. But as I was saying, there are also GBA Luigi Circuit Mario Circuit, GCN Luigi Circuit Mario Circuit, and Wii Luigi Circuit Mario Circuit. But for Mario vs. Luigi 2020, it only had reverse trick variants of all courses, including 2 tracks that didn't have a reverse trick variant released prior to that tour, GBA Sunset Wilds and RMX Rainbow Road 1. I stated in an old video that I made almost 2 years ago titled 10 Things That Made No Sense in Mario Kart Tour that either GCN, Luigi Circuit, or Mario Circuit, or in this case, any Mario or Luigi Circuit could have debuted in that team rally. The third track that had a missed opportunity is self-explanatory, but I am going to explain it anyway. Mushroom Gorge for Toad vs. Toadette. Many of us, including me, have had predictions that for Toad vs. Toadette, it would have been a perfect opportunity to add Mushroom Gorge for this team rally, because Mushroom Gorge has a ton of mushrooms.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
And Toad and Toadette are literal mushrooms. But we never got Mushroom Gorge in the team rally. But what was disappointing for Toad vs. Toadette, just like with the first Mario vs. Luigi tour, it was an all-reverse trick tour with the debuts of Calamari Desert 2 RT and RMX Ghost Valley 1 RT. Now grant you Mushroom Gorge debuted in the Mii tour, but it is still a missed opportunity to not debut a track whose theme is around mushrooms. The fourth track involves any Peach or Daisy related tracks for the second team rally, Peach vs. Daisy. That tour only featured one new track, but it was neither CD, original, nor retro course, but instead, RMX Choco Island 2. Now I get it that the Peach vs. Daisy tour debuted around Valentine's Day, and chocolate is the most common food to be eaten around Valentine's Day.
Chocolate? Did you say chocolate?
And RMX Choco Island 2 is based off of chocolate. And when I see chocolate, I eat chocolate.
Chocolate!
But regardless, there was a missed opportunity to introduce a Peach and or Daisy related track for Peach vs. Daisy. Mostly what I stated in my 10 things that makes no sense part 1 video about Peach Beach and or Daisy Cruiser from Mario Kart Double Dash, because both of these tracks have the same music. But other Peach and Daisy tracks that we could have gotten include GBA Peach Circuit, DS Peach Gardens, which could have debuted in the Flower Tour because gardens have flowers, but Peach Gardens debuted in the second Peach vs. Bowser Tour, so what are you gonna do about it? And Wii Daisy Circuit. The same situation happened with Wario vs. Waluigi, where we could have gotten Waluigi Coliseum and or Waluigi Stadium, also from Mario Kart Double Dash, because they too have the same music. But that tour included Wario Shipyard from Mario Kart 7, so it wasn't that big of a missed opportunity. So because of this, I am not counting Wario vs. Waluigi to have a track that is a missed opportunity. So because of my reasonings with the first Mario vs. Luigi and Peach vs. Daisy team rallies, I have already covered tracks that could have debuted in the Mario vs. Peach tour, but all we got in that tour were the reverse trick debuts of Tokyo Blur 3 and Ninja Hideaway, and the tracks stated from the Mario vs. Luigi 2020 and Peach vs. Daisy were too a missed opportunity to be debuted in the Mario vs. Peach tour, so that tour is also included in this list. This is the final team rally that I will be discussing that had a track having a missed opportunity. This is another scenario just like in Mario vs. Luigi 2020, where any track based off of a character should have been included. And this one is quite obvious. Any Bowser's Castle or Donkey Kong track from, you guessed it, Bowser vs. DK. As I stated from the characters list, Bowser vs. DK is one of those tours that had a lot of opportunities to debut a lot of stuff, but the tour's final product ended up being lackluster. I can think of a lot of tracks that could have been selected to be in that tour, include just like what I stated about any Bowser's Castle track, like, for example, SNES Bowser's Castle in any variation, because believe it or not a single variation of SNES Bowser's Castle have not reappeared as a retro in any Mario Kart game, Super Circuit excluded. And for DK tracks, we could have gotten DK's Jungle Parkway from Mario Kart 64, DK Mountain from GCN, even though it later debuted in the Animal Tour, or DK Jungle from Mario Kart 7. This team rally was the worst team rally by far, and why that is because there were no new tracks, no new reverse trick variants in the entirety of the tour, and Team Bowser dominating Team Donkey Kong, like Georgia dominating TCU in the 2023 College Football Championship, making the entire team rally very boring. I am not done yet, as there are more than just team rallies that had a missed opportunity. I will now be listing off the non-team rally based tours that had tracks as a missed opportunity, the first and 8th track being GBA Snowland. GBA Snowland is one of those tracks that could have debuted earlier with a tour that fits the name of the track itself. From February to March of 2021, there was a tour called the Snow Tour. With that tour, debuted DK Summit from Mario Kart Wii. I stated in a really old video of mine back when I was using Power Saver mode on in Mario Kart Tour that Snowland would have been a better fit for the Snow Tour instead of DK Summit because of the word snow in the tour name. Let me play you the clip.
I felt like I said this in Twitter that they should have added more than just DK Summit. In fact, they could have added Snowland from the Game Boy.
Snowland later debuted in the Holiday 2022 tour, but it is still a missed opportunity for Snowland to debut in the Snow Tour. The reason why I listed off Snowland for Snow Tour in this list is because, as I stated, the Snow Tour ran from February to March in 2021. But in 2020, there was a tour called the Sunset Tour, and it debuted GBA Sunset Wilds. And that track fits the Sunset Tour perfectly because Sunset Wilds has sunset in its name. The 9th track are two tracks as one because they both almost have the same name, but they have different landscapes and game of debut. And my reasoning about these tracks is shorter than the points on the tracks portion of this video. Wii Moo Moo Meadows and or Nintendo 64 Moo Moo Farm for Animal. When we got the trailer out for the Animal Tour, we saw DK Mountain and Riverside Park as the new tracks for the tour. However, when we got the Mii outfit for the Animal Tour, it was the Moo Moo Mii outfit, which I call them cows because saying Moo Moo over and over is unnatural. I was like, shouldn't we have gotten Moo Moo Meadows or Moo Moo Farm because of the Moo Moo Mii outfit? And the tracks have Moo Moo in its name. Have you seen cows on the mountain or jungle? I haven't, because that's ridiculous. I mean, we have gotten Mii outfits like the ice cream Mii outfit and chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry flavored release of Sky High Sundae, and the Bowser and Dry Bowser Mii outfit for Bowser, and those Mii outfits and tours were released before Animal. The 10th and final track before I end the video that had a missed opportunity has a lot of them based on one particular environment, but none of them were introduced in the tour, and that includes any jungle-based track for the Jungle Tour. The Jungle Tour is the first tour to not feature any new track nor reverse trick variant of a track, with the main jungle track being GZN Dino Dino Jungle, even though that track was playable since the game's launch in 2019. After doing a lot of searching for jungle tracks in Mario Kart history, starting from SNES and ending in 7, since there hasn't been any 8 Deluxe tracks in Tour yet due to the lack of anti-gravity in Tour, making Wildwoods excluded in this list, I have counted 7 jungle tracks in the Mario Kart series. Since Dino Dino Jungle was already in Tour, the other 6 include N64 DK's Jungle Parkway, GBA Riverside Park, GBA Lakeside Park, GCN DK Mountain, and yes, I classified it as a jungle track because the ending portion of DK Mountain has a jungle-like appearance, DS Yoshi Falls, and 3DS DK Jungle. And speaking of DS Yoshi Falls, it got me thinking about Yoshi Falls debuting in one of 2 Yoshi tours because the track has Yoshi in its name, just like with Yoshi Valley. But it's Nintendo, what are you gonna do about it? Now, I've stated this many times before in this video, Riverside Park and DK Mountain debuted in the Animal Tour, but if any of the jungle-themed tracks, including Riverside Park and DK Mountain, were in the Jungle Tour, it would have made the tour a little bit more fun, but the only things that were fun in the tour were the appearances of Funky Kong and Dixie Kong, and a lot of us were pulling for them back when spotlight pipes were a thing in Mario Kart Tour, so the tour wasn't a total bust. So there we have it. Those are the characters and tracks that had missed opportunities in Mario Kart Tour, and I am positive there will be more to come. If you enjoyed watching, do hit the subscribe button because, as I stated from the opener, I am just less than 100 subs for 1,000. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, see ya!